Sub Leo, this is Jesse with 44 Astro with a Lionsgate reading for 8/8, August 8th, 2023. It'll be in the sign of Leo, of course. It's your sign. This is just a general tarot reading for starting then, throughout August. And however Leo falls in your chart, whether it's Sun, Moon, Ascendant, whether you have a stellium there, or a couple conjunctions there, or maybe even just one conjunction that has a bunch of aspects on it, or maybe the planet that's most aspected in your chart, like 10 plus aspects on it, is in Leo. I mean, stellium's in Leo, all kinds of ways for, or a major pattern like a grand trine that's in fire with maybe the sun in Leo, all kinds of ways Leo can be prominent in your chart, especially if Leo is aspected from like the 5th house or in the 5th house, or the sun is in mutual reception with Leo, with another planet. That just means that maybe the sun isn't in Leo, it's in Libra, but Venus is in Leo and they're aspecting, so they're in mutual reception with like a sextile or like a trine or even opposition, something like that. Or is even in the house of its rulership with that, even though it may stop right there. So it could be that the sun is in the 5th house, not in Leo, but it's aspecting things in Leo. So there's all kinds of ways Leo can be prominent in your natal chart. I eventually hope to spread some of my astrology knowledge once I get enough subscribers, once it warrants, that the channel warrants that I do that. Once I get to 1,000, I'll start dropping some astrology videos, maybe even do some live streams, do some like live natal chart readings for people, stuff like that, to kind of teach people how to understand their natal chart, and then maybe even understand transits, and then hopefully from there do horoscopes. But for now, it's just a tarot until we build the channel up. We're only at like 50 some subscribers, I think. I don't know how many of them are Leos, but if you are subscribed, thank you. So, and if you're not, please consider liking and subscribing so I can build this channel up. That being said, this is a general reading, and this is for Leo. First card out's the sun. Go figure. It's definitely your card. The sun and strength. I mean, like, I'm like, it's a Leo reading, and like the two Leo cards, the big Leo cards, come out immediately. Well, it's definitely your reading. Ain't no doubt about that. And it's looking all good, baby. Looking like all around. The advice has a couple things in it, but overall, you can take this for what you want. I'm not a big bottom of the deck guy. I believe that if it's supposed to be in the reading, it's in the reading. That could just be looking at things really cold and logically, that kind of thing. So hopefully that resonates in some way. To me, it doesn't really mean much. All right, so the first 3 cards, like I said, it's the Leo cards. So this would be the question of the current situation. You got the Sun, Strength, and the 3 of Cups. It's looking like, this current situation, or the question is just about like being in the spotlight around people or in social situations, creating that spotlight, creating that fame, or creating that social group of which you're like the center of. And Leos generally are the center because they are the sun, and things kind of rotate around them naturally. It's just what the sign of Leo is all about, some people are like, oh, well, Leos are arrogant and cocky and all that. No, it's just natural. It's like, when you're heavy Leo, that's what your sign is. Like, my sister is a Libra, but she's got like everything else in Leo. Super, like, her presence cannot be denied. She's not trying to get attention. She just does. It just kind of rotates around her. Not much you Leos can really do about it most of the time. That's why they make good leaders, because naturally people are going to pay attention to them. People gravitate around them. And generally, if you lead by example, you're going to be a really good leader. This looks like just kind of like standing out in the social sphere. It could be standing out like in social media. It could be just in your local group of friends. Could be, just whatever your general social situations are, right? And the question could be around, shining. It could even be about fame, right? Am I going to be famous? Am I going to be able to create? Do I have power enough in this material world to create what I'm looking for, that spotlight? Whether you're trying to create it or not, it generally comes to Leos in some form or another, whether it's smaller scale, larger scale. Just depends on the situation, depends on the Leo, depends on the natal chart, really. This is your current situation, or current path. It's looking good. You got, justice, the star, and victory. So whatever that wish is, it looks like you're going to get it. If you are dealing with any kind of like court cases, you're going to win, right? If you're just kind of looking for balance or justice in any situation in your life, whether that be in your social circles or social spheres, I mean, popularity just is something about Leos, right? It's just going to be part of your life, popularity in and of itself. Not that you're trying to be, like in high school, things like that. You're just, popularity is always going to kind of be part of your life, whether you're seeking it or whether you just naturally have it. It's really just always going to be there. Just that's what the fifth house is about. And it can be about fame as well. 11th house can be too, but it's the same axis with Aquarius. So it can absolutely, be about fame. If you have a strong fifth house, you're going to be very self-expressive. You're not going to want to necessarily play by the rules. You're going to express yourself in whatever way that you can. Fame can be associated. Gambling can be associated with the fifth house. Things like that, speculative ventures. But in the sign of Leo, kind of associates in the same way. Now, the fifth house is a little different than Leo in and of itself, but they work hand in hand. So if your current situation, if you're looking for justice in a situation, if your wish is some kind of balance or justice in a situation, you got it. Victory. That's the current path that you're on. It's looking all good. The other path even looks good, right? The other path is, Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and the Lovers. So I don't know if it's something with love in your life or reading about love. This other path looks like it involves it. Maybe your loved ones, and that's kind of your family or social sphere. Could be your loved ones in your social sphere. This could definitely be you riding forward passionately. Just kind of fiery, passionate. People are going to pay attention to you. Like I said, whether you like it or not, it could be, a new opportunity in money. It could be a new opportunity in money involving loved ones or even your spouse or something like that, or your close friends, people you really care about. Yeah. Both paths look great. I don't see any contention here. I'll clarify a little bit to kind of get more of what it is. But, yeah, it looks like new money, maybe even new love, because it's an ace beside the Lovers. So if you're not coupled with somebody, it could be that you meet someone at work or in whatever way that you make money introduces you to someone. And they're going to see you like this, and they're going to be really attracted to you. It could definitely be what it is. Could be that you're, like I said, you're working with loved ones or brothers and sisters, family, or even your spouse or whoever in your family to make money on a new venture. And it looks like it'll be very successful. We'll clarify on it, to see for sure. But it looks like it's something social that you're working on. Could be social media, stuff like that. Anything that's going to put you in the public eye because you got the sun here. This is your advice. You got 2 9s here. You got, the 4 of Rods, which is happy home, having it all. And then you have the 9 of Rods, which is working hard. And then the 9 of Swords, which is, like nightmares, bad thoughts, intrusive thoughts, things like that. And it could be that you're working very hard for this right here. And maybe you have it, or you're going to have it. You either do have it. It looks like you already do have it. Or if you don't already have it, but don't let it, it's saying in advice, don't let it get you like this. Don't let it overstress you or overburden you to get it, because you're going to get it anyway, right? Take time to enjoy the path. It isn't always about the result. Take time to enjoy the path that you're on, because the path that you're on looks really nice. Either one that you choose, to be fair. Yeah, it's really nice. Basically, that's what this is saying. If you want to keep this, or you want to have this, if you don't already, have, keep, or obtain, keep or obtain. It's saying, you don't have to do this. You don't. It's okay to work hard and make sure that you have it. You want to make sure that you have it, but not to the point of where it does this. It makes you worry, keeps you up at night, wears you out, which seems pretty obvious. And I don't know the specific situation, but I'll clarify on that as well. And I'll draw a moon card at the end to try to see what it's all about. This is the outcome. The energy is whether you like it or not. Looks like you're manifesting something for sure. But it looks like you kind of have to let it go. I think you've already thought about it, because you have, the 4 of Swords here and the 7 of Cups. So it could be like I said, you're really focusing on it a lot, whatever this manifestation is. Whatever this spotlight situation is, whatever this new beginning is. Could be in money, could be with love, right? And you're focusing on it. And a lot of times if we focus on it too hard, we're trying to manifest, we're focusing on it, you're actually kind of blocking it because you're not letting it flow. Once you've kind of stated your intentions and you've done whatever it is, because You've thought about it a lot. You know what you want. You can think about how you want to get it, but it almost never is going to work out exactly how. You gotta that's trying to control. You gotta let it flow. You gotta let it release. And if you release it, that gives the universe the power to take your intention and make it happen in whatever way the universe is willing to let it happen. And that's almost never going to be the way you expect it to happen. So best to just realize that, hey, it's going to happen, right? I don't know exactly how or exactly when, but it's going to happen. And then just let the things flow and just know it. Regardless of what obstacles get in the way. It doesn't look like there's a lot of obstacles here, but whatever it seems like, because you always got to be tested to make sure that you're ready for what you want. If you're not content with what you already have, how can you ever be content with what you want? So just look around you. Looks like all kinds of good things are around you, all over the place. Looks like people are looking at you like this, like your loved ones are admirers. I mean, you could definitely be being admired here, no doubt about that. If it's about some kind of wish, I mean, you're going to get it. And just know that you're going to get it. I don't know what your wish is. It looks like it has something to do with justice in a situation or balance. It could be a court case, something like that. Any kind of legal matters. It could even be marriage. But with the outcome, it's showing that like maybe you're worrying yourself, right? And that you've done the manifestation, right? You have everything you need. And you've done everything you need. Now it's time to let it go. Let it flow. Don't do this. Don't focus on it too much. Don't let your mind keep your mind on what you want. Like, have that focus. At least have it sitting kind of in the back of your mind. Like, you have your manifestation. And remember that is what you want. But don't try to control how it happens or cling on to it too much or try to force it. Let it flow. Release it. Keep it in tension. Just kind of in there in the back of the mind. But let it flow. Release it. Let it flow. Let it get in that wave state. You want to get yourself to the point where it's so like unconscious that you're dreaming about it. And if you're dreaming about it, that means you're programming the conscious world from your unconscious. But that also means that you programmed your unconscious to dream about it through your conscious world, through thinking about it in a specific way, even visualizing. But at the same time, you can't hold on to it always, right? You can't try to control it. You just want to, my card wants to come out right there. I'm just going to show you what this card is. I'm not going to keep it by itself, but it's a new beginning, a passionate new beginning. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's fiery. Let me tell you. I'm going to clarify the main situation here. What is this social situation? It's double Leo cards. Celebration. I mean, we're in Leo. We're in Leo month. You know, we're in the sign of Leo. It's where the sun is. The sun's sitting here. The Leo card's sitting here. Celebration sitting here. I mean, it's looking like you just need to go have fun. Like, this is your month. Do whatever you want. I don't see anything holding you back. I mean, I'm not saying do anything irresponsible or illegal. I'm just saying go ahead, do the things that make you happy with the people that you love. Because it looks like everything's going to be just laying at your feet. Love, justice, money, it's all just going to be laying at your feet. It's looking really nice. Don't worry. It's all good. Anything that comes up, just release it and be like, it's my month, my time. It's all good. No reason to think about all this crap. Anything, it's, I'm just having a good time. What is it? I want to see if like the Hierophant or something comes out on this Sun card, because that would give me kind of an idea of like whether you're trying to be like really noticed. You may just be being noticed anyway. It's not necessarily that. It could be that any social situation you're just standing out. Maybe you changed the way you look. You dyed your hair. You changed your clothes. Maybe you just changed the way you see things, so you're just standing out to people like crazy, and like the material world is just bowing at your feet. It's definitely possible. Come on, what's with this Sun card? What's with these Leo cards? What is this situation? Okay, we'll do it. Could be an ending. Something ended. Yeah, it's like in this deck you got defeat and sorrow with the Knight of Wands. I mean, you had the new beginning card come out on its own before I'd pulled these cards. So it could be the ending of something. It could be that you're getting out of a relationship and like now you're feeling free, or maybe you ended a difficult way of thinking, because I mean you have this here, right? This is the advice: stop thinking like that. And these are swords cards. Five of Swords, it says defeat, and this card's called sorrow. So this is normally the heartbreak card, and this is normally like with the guy that's defeating the other guys with swords. So it'd be you defeating them. So it's like Yeah, maybe you're ending because it's like you're ending a specific way of thinking, and you're getting more into your passions because this dude's riding forward. And I saw the new beginning right with the Ace of Rods tried to come out in this deck, so I feel like that it's a new beginning, like a new passionate beginning. It could be that you're getting into a new love relationship. It could be that that you're ending an old one, that type of thing, and now you feel free and you want to just go out and have a good time. It could be an old way of thinking. It could be just situations falling away in your life, whatever those things that were getting in your way, just falling away now. Definitely possible. So this whatever. So you have Justice with Temperance over here, and the Star and Victory. So it's like, and the Moon card with the Two of Swords here, and the Two of Swords in this deck is called Peace, right? It's not the same as in the Rider Waite. It's called Peace. So it's like kind of resting, like finding peace in a situation, or balance, or justice, right? Which is over here with on this path, and it's something. And the Temperance card is called Art in this deck. It's not Temperance, it's Art, and it is balance, right? I don't know. Maybe not. So it could be that it's a new endeavor that involves art in some way, or getting yourself out there. It could be that like you're a musician or something like that, an artist. Any way that you're putting yourself out there. And with this Moon card, right, normally I would say it's like something you can't really see, you don't understand. But Moon in Pisces, with this card, is associated with Pisces, right, even though it's a Moon card. And I've explained that is because, so even though the Moon rules Cancer, right, the Moon card in the tarot is not associated with Cancer, it's associated with Pisces. So Pisces is associated with Neptune. Neptune in astrology has to do with not having boundaries. It's the top of the Kabbalah. It's the end. It's like complete oneness, right? So there's no boundaries in that because everything is connected. So Pisces in and of themselves, this is why Pisces get taken advantage of a lot, because they don't really understand their role in any given like material situation, or any like situation where you have to have your own personal sovereignty, because when you're heavy Pisces, you're trying to mold into everything, or trying to like collectively assimilate everything into one to understand it. So Pisces will completely give of themselves in relationships, right? And that's why, so they'll like basically lose their whole autonomy in a relationship to try to like meld into the other person. And that in of itself is sweet, and that's what we're trying to do as far as when we're talking about oneness. But we're also living an individual life with an individual experience. So you'll lose that. They tend to lose their own individuality and sovereignty, so they get taken advantage of by people, and it's really sad. And that's why the Moon is associated with Pisces and associated with confusion and loss. But in this situation, if someone has a Moon in Pisces, they are very creative. If Neptune is touching the Moon, those individuals will be very creative, like visualization, writing, art, those type of things. And with art here and the Moon in that situation, maybe you have a Moon in Pisces and you are very artistic, right? And you found some kind of balance or peace within that. And there's something that you're able to like create, some kind of art, some kind of creativity that's going to lead to all this victory and balance. That's what it's screaming to me. It doesn't look like anything hidden, especially with Temperance there. Well, in this deck, it's called Art. So I believe like you're creating, whatever you're creating, it doesn't necessarily have to be like artistic like that, but it's just to be something that you're creating. And you may be just creating it and not even realize you're creating. Maybe the universe is creating it around you. And that would make sense since you're the sun. So things kind of revolve around you and you radiate. And that's what we're trying to do, right? That's what the whole journey is we're trying to take ourselves from individuals that are moon-like, right? That are internal, because what the moon represents, your internal world, your own thoughts. Reflection, because it's reflecting the sun's light, the sun's rays. That's what the moon does. It reflects. So we're lunar naturally, and that's what we have to reflect to learn enough about ourselves and understand our situation to where we can become solar, like Leo, so that we've understood so much within ourselves and within our reality that we can actually begin to project it out for others' benefits. And you can, don't get me wrong, some people learn who they are and they're not really good people and they project it out, but that's their path. The good and the bad both have to exist. But in this situation, it looks all good. But that's what we're trying to do, is understand ourselves. Some people understand themselves and they don't like what they find, but they still project it outward. But that's like the whole goal, is to understand who and what we are enough and then be able to give it out to the world in some way in service. And that's really what it is all about. And that's what we're all trying to do, is become solar in nature. And that's what Leo is. So, this card wants to talk. Okay, this wants to come out by itself. change. So then, and maybe that's what's happening for you. Is you are becoming. I mean, you're in Leo season right now. Maybe it's just change. It's the Lord of Harmony has changed really in this deck. So two of Pentacles, which in the Rider Waite he's like juggling money and out of balance. But in this one, it's in absolute balance and change. So I think that maybe you are, whatever this is, you're figuring it out within yourself. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this over here because it's, this is where I was going with it. And we'll go ahead and see what these other two cards are. This looked like it wanted to come to, which was Abundance. And the High Priestess. So, like, you have moon cards here. And you have, like, guidance or creative energy. You're probably flowing in some way right now. I mean, you're in your season, right? And it's looking like it's the end of some kind of confusion. Like, that's what it's showing here with these. Like, whatever these bad thoughts or confusion or negativity or whatever it is done. It's ending, and you're like this now. Like either something happened to you or within your life, and it's really brightening you up. Maybe you got into a new relationship. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe you got promoted. Maybe you've discovered something about yourself that you love and you're really good at. And in your moon, maybe you have a moon in Pisces, or maybe just your internal world in general is just flowing right now with artistic creativity. And it looks like over here on this other path, it's like it's another moon card. It's the High Priestess. That's guidance. That's your intuition. It can be things hidden, but in this spread, there's no way because the sun's here. There's nothing being hidden. It's like it's just flowing out of you. And then the Three of Cups in this deck is called Abundance, and the cups are just flowing into each other. And it could be that you're emotionally, and then it's with change. And this is the Lord of Harmonious change in this deck. It's not the topsy turvy like in the Rider Waite. So it's like whatever it is in balance, and it's changing. It could be your money situation is changing for the better. It could be your love situation. It could just be internally. It could be you're creating something that you really like, or that other people are really responding to. Whatever it is that you're creating, Solomon, quit pulling on this. You let it go. It's my cat Solomon. Well, he's pulling this into the floor, love. So there it goes. There's my printer. So I'm kind of curious. I'm like clarifying everything for Leo for some reason. I mean, the advice seems pretty straightforward, and so does the outcome. But I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I mean, it's like you want to create right now, and you're flowing to create. And you don't want to overburden yourself with it. I think that's kind of what it's saying. You don't want to get like this. You don't want to get like this, right? I think we're just gonna draw the Moonology card. I think you're manifesting and creating, and you're doing it well. And like maybe you need to just kind of let it go now and let it do its thing, and you're gonna have just great success. Just screaming out all over the place. Looks like you're just a really artistic type, creative type person. Oh, there's the card that wants to come. Conclusions are within reach. So whatever this is, I'd say just let it go, because it's done. You've done what you needed to do. You're ready. Like you've created everything that you needed to create. No, Solomon, you little cutie. Come here. Oh, my baby. Ugh. Sorry about that. It's my cat Solomon. He loves you. He's a kitty. He's like a Leo. Yeah, it says conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Actually, I dreamed about an eclipse last night. I remember that now all of a sudden. Odd. I dreamed about an eclipse. I was looking up at the sun or the moon. They were like merged together. It was really odd. I could see a crescent moon in the moon, but also shining like the sun. It was really weird. Yeah, but the conclusions are coming. Like, it's all going to make sense soon. Time to rest. Rest for now. It's coming. Like, I think you're just going to be exploding with energy. Maybe even a good time to meditate. Maybe even a good time to just kind of open yourself up. It's your season. It's an abundant season, it looks like. All right, Leo, that's all I have. Please consider liking and subscribing. I need to build the channel. Like I said, I'm trying to build the channel so I can create more content. I need a reason to do that. If you're here and watching, I'm grateful for that anyway. But I am trying to build subscribers, comments, likes, all be helpful. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, Leo, in some way. I do want to bring more content, so please consider liking and subscribing. And I'm grateful either way for you being here. And I hope you have a happy August. Looks like it from where I'm sitting. Bye-bye.